Hello, Virgo. I accidentally forgot your sign. I tried to remember Leo because I forgot Leo last week, and by remembering Leo, I somehow forgot Virgo. So we're going to be posting your reading a little bit later than usual, but that is okay because it's going to be there when you need it, I suppose. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. We're going to be doing a Timeless Love mid-month June 2022 check-in for Virgo, and yeah, we're going to be doing it a little bit differently. If you've watched any of my recent videos, I've been just kind of intuitively pulling. It's still going to be about, you and your person and in betweens, but we're not going to pull specifically for those energies. Whatever comes out, comes out. So yeah, you don't have to have Virgo in your chart, and it's timeless, so you can really watch it whenever. And if the reading resonates, it resonates. But yeah, so we're going to take a deep breath, say a prayer, and then we will get started. Pray to God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, my ancestors, to help myself, Virgo, and anybody watching to see the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved in our love and relationships for a mid-month June 2022 Timeless Love reading. Okay, we're going to be using the Dragon Tarot, and we'll close your reading out here with the, whatever this is, the magical spell cards in the deck. So, yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you enjoyed your beginning of the month reading. Yeah, I'm likely gonna do, I don't know, maybe we'll do like an end of the month or something. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. I just got the idea now, so maybe we will. Okay, bottom of the deck though, Virgo, we have the Ace of Wands reversed. Okay, so I'm feeling like you may be seeing a little bit of delays in your love life right now. That's what I'm feeling like. Either that, or you've had some kind of ending, or you're refusing to start a new ending. But what I'm hearing with this card is something is coming to an end for something else to come in, because we have, I got the card. Actually, I need to block off the sides of my card. I need to block off the seats. I forgot to do that. Blocking off the seats. There we go. Yeah, so we had two cards come out for you. We have the Six of Wands, which can speak of a victory for you right now, something good coming in. And then we do have the Seven of Swords, okay? So I feel like you're kind of getting out of the deceptive situation, right? And also under that, we do have the Ten of Wands. And under that, we have the Tower, okay? And we have the Five of Swords under that too. So I just did a little bit of bottom of the deck pulling, but it looks like we're getting a little bit of the story here for you, Virgo. So what I'm seeing here, Virgo, is I feel like you've had this Tower moment, right? You've had the Tower moment. You've seen the truth of something. Let's see. Okay, we're going to pull it this way. This is usually how I intuitively pull. It kind of creates stories out of what I have. Okay, so we're going to talk about this right here. We have the Tower for you, and we have the Five of Swords, okay? So I feel like some kind of conflict that you've had, I feel like you may have had some arguments with somebody, some kind of drama going on, has caused a discrepancy in your relationship, which is kind of getting you to this Ace of Wands reverse space, right? I feel like there has been an ending for you here, Virgo, okay? But it doesn't feel like a bad thing, right? Because it has Seven of Wands, which can actually represent a change in perspective. And so I feel like that's kind of what Spirit is coming through to ask you to do, is to change your perspective on what's been happening and just understand that it's okay. It's going to lead you to where you want to go. It's going to lead you to a victory. It's going to lead you to multiple opportunities is what I'm hearing. But you just kind of have to stop resisting the endings that are happening for you. And I feel like a good way to do that is to just kind of, I think I had that blockage there. It's a good thing to just accept what is happening. Instead of trying to control what is happening, just accept what's happening in your life and relationships and understand it is serving a greater purpose here for you, and it is what is going to bring you a deeper sense of victory in your love and relationships. If you are in a relationship with somebody, what I'm hearing here is there's a need to kind of let go of some of the, I don't know, some of the deceptive behaviors. Maybe you're, I don't know, I'm kind of hearing maybe you're lying to your partner a little bit. Maybe you're not happy with the way they're communicating, and it doesn't feel like a malicious lie. I feel like there's maybe been some kind of conversation you've had, and you might not have spoken your full truth. Now, maybe because you didn't want to hurt their feelings, or maybe you didn't want to come off as being deceptive in the relationship. But what I'm feeling like with this Ten of Wands reverse here is you kind of have to bring in this Tower, be honest, have that difficult conversation, and bring an end to something. It doesn't necessarily mean bringing an end to this relationship, right? I feel like whatever it is that's going to be brought to an end is if it's going to bring a new beginning for you. It's just going to bring a sense of victory is what I'm hearing. It's an interesting energy. I feel like a lot of these signs have gotten very similar readings, but yours seems to be quite different starting out. Let's get some more cards for you, Virgo. What does Virgo need to know in their love and relationship spirits? Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay, yeah, so we have the Lovers, we have the Star, and we have the Death reverse. Okay, so that's exactly what I was saying. I feel like you do have a new either opportunity in a relationship or a new relationship on the way, but it is going to take you letting go of something. That could be your own self-limiting beliefs, is what I'm hearing with that Seven of Wands that we had, or Seven of Swords, and it's understanding that this is working in your favor, right? I feel like if you're seeking a relationship and things aren't working out with people, it's because you need to take some time for yourself to go within and really understand what's holding you back here. What are you resisting? What changes are you resisting? Is there something inside of yourself that you're holding on to? Are there past deceptive behaviors that you're holding on to from your past relationships that are stopping you from manifesting this, right? And I feel like at the end of the day, when it comes to romantic love and stuff like that, a lot of it is within the mind. I don't personally feel like everything manifests completely from the mind. I do feel like there's a bit of interdependence between our internal and external reality here, and I feel like that's kind of being reflected in this, because the Lovers can be Gemini energy, the Star I believe is Aquarius energy, and the Death would be Scorpio energy, right? So if any of those are in your chart or you're dealing with somebody like that, that can be a sign here. I don't normally like to focus on the signs other than just to classify them and give you guys more content, but it does feel like there is something coming in for you with the Death reverse, because the Death reverse speaks to me of new life. Okay, and the reason I say so on the Scotty Scorpio Virgo is because we have the Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, and this Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck feels to me like I'm just really feeling this deep sense of restlessness. It's like you really want to move forward with something in a relationship, but there's a need to kind of take things slowly at first. I'm hearing there's a need to take the time to get to know somebody, maybe let go of love bombing. And it just feels like that's what's going to allow you to build a deeper connection with either a new person or somebody you're already with. And maybe this is like a new connection that you just got in, and you're kind of trying to classify it and do it in a way that you feel is right, but it's needing to understand that like your way is not always the right way, because I feel like in relationships right and wrong are very subjective, and it's needing to get in touch with yourself and your partner to understand exactly what it is that needs to change. I feel like something needs to change, and it doesn't necessarily feel like an ending or a relationship going to smithereens or anything, but it's just something in the relationship needs to change, whether that's the way you're communicating, whether that's the way you're interacting with the external world. Maybe there's too many people giving you advice on this relationship and you're not listening enough to yourself, or this could be you or your person. It is an interesting energy. I'm gotta be honest, it is an interesting energy, although I'm gonna pull some more cards here for you. You know, hold on, I want to speak on this because we did have Judgment in reverse under this, Virgo, and so I feel like there's a sense of needing to let Spirit do what Spirit does, maybe asking the Divine for help, maybe being a little bit less judgmental of your partner also is what I'm hearing, maybe just not being so scrutinizing of how they're showing up in the relationship, and kind of just accepting them for where they're at, and understanding that they're trying their best, especially if they do love you, which I mean, it does feel like the case. I mean, this is a divine relationship here. I mean, we do have the Star and we do have the Lovers, right? And so to me, this really speaks of just this being a fated divine relationship of sorts. It can be twin flame, soulmates, whatever resonates with you. We don't really have counterparts. I don't really know if you would consider this to be a twin flame card. You could. I would consider this to be more like a soulmate type of card until you start to get some of the more twin flame energies like Four of Wands or maybe even Temperance. But it could very well be that. We don't have counterparts. We don't have any of the Emperor, Empress, or anything of the sort. We really don't have any court cards at all, actually. But it does feel like you have something here that wants to come in, and I feel like that has to do with a change in your relationship, okay? So we're going to probably do maybe one more pull, and then we're going to, let me take this out before I forget. We're going to do one more pull here, and then probably close it out with the Magical Spell card stick. Okay? Yeah. So bottom of the deck here, Virgo, we have Strength. And we also have the Chariot that came out. So I feel like there's a need to kind of achieve a deeper sense of balance here right now, right? There's a need to balance yourself out. The Chariot to me can speak of really taming the shadow and the higher self and bringing those into union, like integrating your shadow and understanding that both of them serve a role in whatever it is you're doing, whether it's love, relationships, or career. There's a need to balance that out within yourself. And so I feel like Spirit's really asking you to take the time to sift through your emotions, to maybe reevaluate what it is you're doing in your relationships, how you're going about your relationships, maybe being a little bit more confident in your ability to show up in relationships, and understanding that this confidence is what's going to allow you to bring in that either new love or the new the new foundation in the relationship. Now maybe like rebuilding the foundation is what I'm hearing in your current relationship, not completely rebuilding, but just really going up from a space of, I don't know, it's kind of difficult to put into words. It's like there's just some kind of imbalance in your mental space, emotional space, and your relationship, and I feel like they're reflecting each other right now. And so what I feel like right now with the Chariot and the Strength is really getting in touch with your mind, emotions, bringing them into union, and seeing how that's being reflected in your relationship. Okay, but Spirit says to do one more pull. I'm gonna take these. Bottom of the deck from those, though, we do have the Two of Swords. Before I do another pull, I feel like there is a sense of indecisiveness right now. There's a need to make a decision, and I feel like you're caught in your head about whether you want to continue with this relationship or whether you want to move on completely, right? And I feel like that really just comes down to, I don't know, the nitty-gritty of what you feel like you need. Are you getting your needs met? Do you even know what you need? If you don't, a good way to, there's a therapist I follow on Instagram, Nidra Tawab, I think is her name. And one thing she said about understanding what it is you need in a relationship is paying attention to how you feel based on what happens, right? So let's say your partner does something and it makes you feel frustrated or angry or sad. That can speak to a need that you would look at in a relationship. Yeah, I mean, I really think that's a good way to go about it. That was something I kind of took to heart, and I was like, okay, because I know a lot of the times if we're in a new relationship, we may not feel comfortable asking for what we need. Not because we don't want to, but sometimes we just do not know what it is we need. So I feel like Spirit here with this, Two of Swords is asking you to really take, what's the word I'm looking for? Take stock of your mental space right now. Again, just kind of balance out your thoughts. Balance the mind and the heart. Okay, these cards keep falling. Sorry, I'm gonna set them over here. And really just understanding like what it is you want out of this relationship, what it is you want out of love, what it is you want out of life, and understanding whether those things align. Okay, yeah, I'm actually going to close it out here for you though, Virgo. Close this reading out with the Magical Spell Cards deck. Alright, let's see what we have here. Okay, Virgo. At the bottom of the deck, we have Letting Go. Card 6. That can represent past relationships, past lives, balance, victory. Again, when you had the Six of Wands. But it says, allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never feel again. So I feel like this is really just asking you to let go of your past pains. I feel like there are some past pains in your relationships that are holding you back from moving forward in this new connection. Whether it's a new connection or not, whether it's just you and your person rebuilding, I feel like there is a need to let go of what has happened in the past. And whether that has to do with your personal arguments or your personal discrepancies in the relationship, it really just feels like there is a need to let it go. And it's easier said than done. I feel like it's a process, letting things go, letting go of the frustrations and the pains and the stuff. It is definitely a process, and there are cycles to that process, right? You let go of one layer at a time. If your partner did something that you felt was a little deceptive, there's a need to, one, I feel like communicate with them about that in a healthy way that's not completely placing the blame on them, and two, understanding how that makes you feel and doing so before you have that conversation, and understanding if it's coming from a place of being triggered, if it's coming from a place of you not getting your needs met, if it's coming from a place of you just not feeling comfortable in whatever it is that's happening, and really just coalescing all of that and synthesizing it down into what it is you feel like you need to say, right? Because your card out here is Strength, so you got Strength twice. This boils down to a 7, which can speak of changes. It can speak of kind of planting seeds, but understanding that the seeds you plant will come to fruition. Again, it can also speak on a change of perspective. Well, that was loud. That was just a trash truck or a recycling truck. But it says strength, stability in this hour, endurance, stamina, power. Oh, stamina, L, and power. I'm still confused. This card came up during the during the Twin Flame reading, and you won't really be able to see it as well because the quality doesn't go HD until it's like been out for a while. But if you're watching this like as it's just dropped, it might not be easy to see, but it does say stamina, L, and power. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's L and what it is they're really trying to say here. And somebody just parked right next to me as I'm doing the reading, but it's all good. But it's just really asking you again to like find your inner strength, find that inner balance, and really understand what it is you need to do to be able to move forward in this relationship. Like by doing so, like what do you need to let go of here? And I feel like, I don't know, it's like gaining the courage to speak up for what you need, gaining the courage to speak up for what it is you want to let go of. I mean, again, that can be a difficult thing to do. Let's say like you want to let go of maybe a certain aspect of this relationship and you want to set boundaries in this relationship. There's a need to just be strong about that. You know, empower yourself. You know, don't let other people tell you how you feel or tell you what you think you know. I mean, you know how you feel and you know how you know what you know, but also being open to other perspectives. So maybe letting go of some of the rigidness of however it is you're moving in this relationship. But if we're pulling your final card here, it says magical powers, card 24, boiling down to again a 6. So you have a lot of 6s in here. It says, I weave and clear, I cast and know, magic's secrets to me now show. And it does have a picture of a phoenix kind of rising from the ashes. I feel like you're just going through a really deep transformational phase right now. It feels like a very alchemical phase. And what I mean by that is the synthesizing of your emotions and really transmuting them into a way that makes sense for you, right? Because the only person that's really going to know what makes sense is you at the end of the day. You're going to be the one that has to synthesize these emotions. You're going to be the one that has to synthesize these thoughts. And if you think about it like alchemy, basically, you're just, you know, taking all of them, putting them into one little container and synthesizing them down into understanding or wisdom or substance, whatever it is, and rising from that, okay? And I feel like that's kind of the closing message here. So whether you're going through an ending, whether you're starting a new relationship, or whether you are rebuilding a relationship with somebody, whatever it is you need to let go of, I feel like you know what that is. I can't tell you what that is. I can only show you what it might be. But I think at the end of the day, you know what it is you need to do, and you know what it is you need to synthesize, and I think that's where I'm going to leave it for you, Virgo. It doesn't feel like a terrible energy. It feels like a nice way to get in touch with yourself, and by doing so, more in touch with what you want out of love and relationships, though. But yeah, that's where I'm leaving for you, Virgo. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in your next reading. Goodbye.